Hey there, my name's Naira. Thank you so much for joining me today and well done for taking this time for yourself. I know how hard it is. I'm 9.5 weeks postpartum right now, and what I have for you today is a postnatal yoga sequence which should really be your first after giving birth, and you can practice this 6 to 8 weeks postpartum. But listen to your body, take it easy, and just do what feels right for you at this point. So it'll be a nice, gentle, easy sequence, and all you need are a couple of blocks, or one block, or an alternative like books, and a yoga strap, or just a thin towel, or a scarf, or the belt for your bathrobe. So let's get started on our backs in corpse position, Shavasana. So gently take yourself down to your mat, using your elbows to help you, and all you need to do is lie flat on your mat. Now, I remember the first time I did this pose, I noticed actually some real soreness in my lumbar spine, lower back, so you might be feeling that, but just take a moment to notice all the contact points with the mat. Breathing in and out through the nose, closing down the eyes, just taking this time to reconnect with your body and your breath, to notice how you feel in this really simple pose of just lying flat on the floor. The hands, the arms can be alongside the body, or maybe place one hand on the chest and one hand on the belly, and notice with every inhale how the belly and the chest rise towards the hands, and how with every exhale they drop back. Just taking a few moments to observe without judgment how you feel physically, mentally, emotionally. And whatever you feel in this present moment, knowing that it's okay. Just taking a few more inhales and exhales. If your lower back or sacrum feel really sore when you do this position, you can always place a folded up blanket underneath the lower back, but it's good to at least try lying directly on the mat, just to see how your body feels now that you're coming back to the practice. When you're ready, really slowly bending the knees, and then rolling onto whatever side you prefer. And from here, slowly, gently, we come up to a standing position. So come up onto the knees and then onto the feet. And we're going to take mountain pose, Tadasana, against the wall. So we did this during prenatal yoga as well, but we're going to do it slightly differently with a different focus now in postnatal, having the feet hip width apart, the heels are against the wall, feet parallel, rolling the shoulders back, feeling the shoulder blades against the wall, feeling both glutes, both buttocks against the wall, lightly engaging through the buttocks. And then inhale, raise the arms overhead, interlace the fingers and push the palms towards the sky. And just breathe here, keeping the glutes engaged, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Stretch the arms up, make yourself as long as you can, and then from this position we're going to gain awareness of the pelvic floor. So don't stress too much about it. In this sequence we're simply gaining awareness rather than toning. So inhale and then draw up through the pelvic floor. So imagine that you're actually picking up a marble with your vagina and sucking it up. Sounds weird? but that's what we're doing. And holding there as you breathe, holding, lifting up through the pelvic floor, and release. And we'll do that one more time. So again, you can also have the sensation of holding in your pee or your poo as you draw that marble up through your vagina. So inhale, lift up, pull up through the pelvic floor, holding in the need to pee or to do a number 2, and breathing here. At the same time, drawing the belly towards the spine. And exhale, let everything go. Really nice. Coming down onto the mat. Coming into an all-4 position for cat-cows. So in prenatal, we're opening up, we're releasing. In postnatal, it's about closing and firming up again. So don't have the knees too wide apart. They can even be a little bit narrower than hip width apart. The hands are directly underneath the shoulders. At this point, maybe you're just letting your belly hang, but we're going to take the opportunity to engage slightly through the belly. So again, that pelvic floor zipping up right through to the belly button. So inhale, then exhale, draw that marble up into your vagina and pull the belly towards the spine. Breathing here as you're holding that lower belly in particular towards the spine, and at the same time holding in the need to go to the loo. And release, really nice. Taking some cat-cows. Inhale, drop the belly, look forward, draw the chest through the shoulders. Exhale, belly to spine as you round through the back, letting the head go. Inhale, look forward, arch the back. Exhale, round the spine, push the mat away with the hands, drop the head. Inhale, belly drops, shoulder blades come together. Exhale, belly to spine, shoulder blades come apart. Do this a few more times, in time to your own breath. And come back to stillness. We're really just using this practice as an opportunity to get to know our body again. Now that we've had the baby, we've got a lot of space physically back to ourselves, so we're getting to know ourselves again. Coming into child's pose, keeping the knees and thighs together, just walk the hands slowly forward and place the forehead on the mat, releasing through the lower back. You can stay there as long as you need to. Resting the forehead onto the mat, we're stimulating the third eye, calming down the nervous system. And whenever you're ready, slowly walk the hands back towards the legs. Just take a moment in a kneeling position to notice how you feel after just the 2 or 3 poses that we've done. And then we'll come into downward dog. So your hands are shoulder width apart, spreading the fingers really wide and pressing the fingers into the floor like starfish. Tuck the toes under, the feet are narrower than hip width apart because again we want to have that closing action. And then lift the hips high to the sky and push them towards the back of the mat. Now that we're doing postnatal yoga, we are engaging through the belly again. So draw the belly button towards the spine and again engage that pelvic floor. Letting the head hang heavy.
Just a few breaths here, maybe bend one knee and then the other, just to feel out through the feet. See how you feel through each hip, just slowly walking the dog. And when you're ready, slowly bring the knees back to the floor. Sit back on the heels, and we're going to come back onto our backs. So again, moving slowly. We don't do any strong abdominal engagement yet at this point in postnatal. Coming onto your back, and again, drawing the knees towards the chest to release through that lower back the same way we did in child's pose. Just breathe here, a couple of breaths. The slight pressure against the abdomen, also stimulating all those abdominal organs, keeping the shoulder blades stuck to the floor. And then from here, placing the feet back on the floor, reaching the arms out to the sides. If you haven't got space, you can cactus the arms as well, but if you can, placing the palms flat on the floor. And from here, we're just going to drop the knees to either side, a really gentle supine twist. You have the option, if you want to, lift your feet off the floor. This is going to be a lot stronger on the abdominals, so only do that if you're really feeling very strong and you haven't got any issues with abdominal separation or diastasis recti. Otherwise, keeping the feet on the floor, inhale. Exhale, draw the belly button towards the spine and slowly, slowly drop the knees towards the right. So again, even keeping the feet on the floor, you might be getting a bit of abdominal activation there. And when your knees are on the floor, just taking a few breaths here, noticing how the spine feels. And on the exhale, really, really slowly drawing the knees back to center. Inhale here. Exhale, draw the belly to the spine, engage the pelvic floor as well if you can, and really, really slowly drop the knees towards the left. You might notice that one side feels very different to the other in terms of mobility or flexibility in the back. Just a few breaths here. The closer you bring your knees to the arms, the more of a twist you're going to be feeling. So just adjust that according to how you feel and just go really slow. If this is the first yoga sequence you're doing since giving birth, you're already doing really well. Just take it easy. On the exhale, belly to spine, slowly draw the knees back to center and then hug the knees to the chest again. Maybe rock gently from side to side, see how that feels on the lower back, and then roll onto whatever side you prefer, and we come back to a seated position, doing some chest opening. We're going to do a counter posture to breastfeeding. Not that breastfeeding is a posture, but it's a great pose to undo some of the habits that we get while breastfeeding, or even if not breastfeeding, just carrying the baby, feeding the baby. We tend to hunch over a lot, round through the upper back. It can cause pain in the back, pain in the shoulders, a real tight feeling in the chest. And the more closed we are in the chest, the more we can feel anxious. So chest opening is really great on an emotional level as well when you've given birth. So sit on your blocks, on the knees, and I will actually turn my back to you in a moment so you can see what I'm doing with the arms. But you want to really be sitting onto the sit bones, so not sinking back onto the tailbone, but really lifting up. I mean, in a way, you want to feel the opening to your vagina actually in contact with the blocks. So taking your strap or whatever you have, I'll turn around so you can see what I'm doing with the arms. Sitting on the block, and then
Holding the strap in the right hand, reach the left hand as far as you can out to the side, then take it around. Place the back of the hand in between the shoulder blades, the fingers facing up to the ceiling. Inhale, raise the right arm up. Exhale, bend the elbow and take a hold of the strap. So you're lifting the right elbow really, really high towards the sky. Bring the hands as close together as you can and just breathe here, growing tall through the crown of the head. As you do this pose, make sure again to lift through the pelvic floor and to draw the belly button towards the spine. So we don't need to engage the abdominals strongly, but we just want to feel a little bit of engagement. We're not letting it all hang out. Breathing here. Maybe raising the chin ever so slightly, closing down the eyes. And when you're ready, release, and we'll take it on to the other side. And I'll turn around to face you again. So this time taking the strap in the left hand, reaching the right arm out as far as you can, and then placing the back of the hand in between the shoulder blades, fingers facing up. Inhale, raise the left hand up. Exhale, bend the elbow, take a hold of the strap. Again, with this pose, you might also feel very different from one side to the other. That's okay. Focus here on opening through the chest, on growing tall, tucking the tailbone under, and gently drawing the belly towards the spine. Reactivating those abdominals that we haven't worked through the whole of pregnancy consciously through yoga. Breathing here. It's a great pose to do every day, even several times a day. If carrying the baby, feeding the baby gets a bit much and you're feeling sore in the upper back and shoulders. And exhale, release. Let's just stay in this position a moment. Roll the shoulders back, place the hands on the thighs. And again, let's just take a few moments to gain awareness of that pelvic floor. So inhale. And then retain the breath as you draw a marble up into your vagina. And then breathe normally as you hold, as you squeeze, as you lift up, as you stop the need to pee or do a number 2. And exhale, release. Let's do that one more time. Inhale. Maybe try on the exhale to engage everything if that feels easier. Do whatever works for you. Drawing up, drawing the belly gently towards the spine as well. Holding here. You can count to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and release. Again, something to do several times a day just to gain awareness of those muscles again. And let's go into our final position. So the blocks can be moved out of the way. Take a folded up blanket, place it against the wall, and you're going to be placing your lower back on the blanket. You also need your strap. So here, you're bringing the sides of your hips against the wall and then slowly lowering yourself down and basically bringing your bottom right up against the wall. Legs up against the wall, and then taking your strap or whatever you want to tie around your legs
Bending first one leg, then the other. Placing the strap just underneath the knees and tightening it to the point that you can comfortably lie here without having to actually hold your legs together. So that way you can really release through the legs and the hip flexors and get a proper sense of relaxation. Hands on the belly or alongside the body, just letting the chest open, shoulders in contact with the floor, back of the neck is long. And this is our final posture. You can lie here for 5, 10, even 15 minutes, knowing that you're getting the benefits of an inversion. So the legs being higher than the heart and the head means we're calming down the nervous system and also energizing. So this is a fantastic pose to do in the postnatal period when you're most likely feeling loads of fatigue. It can also help with anxiety. Just breathe here as long as you like, as long as you need. The blanket under the lower back, just providing a little bit of comfort and support. You can do without it as well if you prefer. Just feeling again those contact points with the floor. Noticing how you feel. Breathing naturally. If any physical sensations, thoughts or emotions come up, just observing them and letting them pass you by. Maybe imagining a warm wave of colour, whatever colour you like, being poured through the soles of your feet, letting that warm wave run down the legs, into the hip sockets, into the lower back, and then letting it travel up the back and all the way into the shoulders, the chest, the neck, the head. And finally, as that wave of colour pours out through the top of the head, letting go of any worries, concerns, any negative thoughts. Just focusing on the breath. You can stay here as long as you like, or come with me, slowly bending the legs, releasing them from the strap, rolling onto one side, and coming to a cross-legged position on the mat. Closing down the eyes, rolling the shoulders back, taking a big inhale through the nose and an exhale through the mouth. Then bringing the hands to heart center, lifting the breastbone towards the thumbs. Inhale, and on an exhale, we make the sound Om together. Om. Thank you so much for joining me today, and congratulations for completing your first postnatal practice. I'm so proud of you, and I can't wait to practice with you next time. See you soon. Bye.